Take a pause here. Harry said, I don't want to go to school today. The teachers don't like me, the kids don't like me, and even the custodian has it in for me. His mother said, you are going to school today. You have much to learn, you have much to offer, and besides, you're 45 years old and the principal. What happened when the ship carrying a load of purple paint collided with a freighter carrying a load of red paint? What happened? The crews of both ships were marooned. Andy, my friend Blakeman, who is a Montessori school teacher, first, second, and third grade, is in the midst of writing reports about each of her 23 students to the parents. 2 of them are written. It takes about an hour to do each one. And she has to tell the truth. If there's some things that have to be corrected, we have to note them, otherwise, why have a report? But out of all that, she took time to come here and do the laundry and tidy up the house, a place for everything and everything in its place, and tidy up the hall. And this all comes from changing over the hat room into Wendy's room so Wendy could sleep over here, so Wendy could be with Glendora to make sure that Glendora was safe, that the other occupants of this building are safe, and that the building is safe. This is all hyperbole. It is not needed, but we are complying because we do not want to give up the Happy House 3. So it is a time of turmoil, but the universe has a grand way of organizing things and accomplishing things. And Sandy did 2.5 hours work on that today. This is daylight saving time, did I tell you? Gone, and standard time coming in.
The time is 5:49 p.m.
So it's really 4:49 p.m. What are the challenges? Challenge number 1 is getting helpers to keep this ship afloat. Getting mates and chief mates. And Glendora is still the skipper. She still hears what is to be done to keep the message going. When all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you treat others. We must get that message out. There's so much bad stuff in the public media. We must get out our message. How did you treat others? So that's one challenge, getting the helpers to do that. The second one is appeasing the owners of this building, that Glendora is safe and is keeping the building safe. The third one is the knee. It gets worse and worse. I think pretty soon, well, okay, all right, stop it. We're hoping that it will heal, and we're hoping that the eyesight will come back. And we are taking Christian Science practice into our lives in really big order. Half an hour on it every morning around 6 to 6:30. A half an hour or more, maybe up to an hour with it, with a practitioner, Christian Science, and then an hour almost with Wayne reading Christian Science with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy. We really went into it. You know what, folks? This is as I see it. Now, I may be wrong. I probably am wrong. But it's a matter of loving. It's a matter of thinking happy. It's a matter of thinking good and doing good. And the more you love people, the more the bad will go away. And so it's very conceivable that the practice of Christian Science will eliminate sin and pain and sickness. So rather than make it complicated, just come down to saying this: love everybody as hard as you can. But I've left out the big part. The big part is no self. That's it. That's what's going to take away the pain. That's what's going to heal. No self. No ego. Can you buy that? Well, that's where we are, and we're going to try to do it perfectly. We're going to after that title, right? Of being a saint on All Saints' Day. Okay, other challenges. The fourth one is this telephone. Oh dear Sandy, I forgot to ask you to fix the telephone. Now I can't call anybody. Hey, Google! Hey Google, will you wake up, honey? It's so good when you work, Google. Hey Google! Hey Google! It's so nice when you work, Google. You get so much done, and you do help the world so much when you work. What time was it?
The time is 5:54 p.m.
And what was the fifth challenge? Well, it's going to work this way. Unless Albany Med returns to its anatomical donations, this great body was going to go to Albany Med for an anatomy student to get him through college, medical college. But because of the virus, COVID, Albany Med canceled, suspended its anatomical donations program. And they were going to come and pick up the body and help the world with it. But since I don't have any assets, I don't have any insurance, I have any bank account, don't have any annuities, don't have any place where there's money, that qualifies a person to be buried by the county. It's called a county burial. And the procedure is, if and when That's the way she put it. If and when you die, the survivor goes to the funeral director and apparently makes out some kind of a form with the funeral director saying that it's 00000. And then the funeral director takes care of the arrangements, which would be nothing more than a cremation and sending the ashes here to be alongside Franklin's ashes over there, and to go to the museum, the Glendora Franklin Museum, for the preservation of the pro se public access newspaper record. And then the funeral director asked the county to give him $1,250. That's the most he can ask for the funeral arrangements, which is really a ripoff. And it's not right to make a person pay that. It's involuntary servitude. It's against civil rights. But I think we've got that all settled. And challenge 6 is these renewals with Wappingers, that would be Poughkeepsie, New York, along the Hudson Valley, with the Rockland County, with Greenwich, Stamford, Norwalk, Connecticut, with Newark, New Jersey, with New Rochelle, Yorktown, and I think Warwick, and the only one that is working is Yonkers, Hudson, Yonkers, Port Chester, and Harrison. So that's a problem. But that's underway. You work on that a little bit each day, and you chisel away at it. And they don't serve any purpose at all why you have to have a sponsor in the area where your show is being cablecast. What possible good does it do? And then the 7th challenge is changing over, taking everything out of the hat room that has to do with A Chat with Glendora, the TV show, consolidating it in this part of the ship, and making Wendy a lovely room to have for her own. Well, I think that's done. Wednesday night there's going to be a meeting to see if that's being accomplished. Glendora having sentinels and keeping the place safe, the tenants and herself. We have to go to the museum and we have to file away 3 boxes of vegan labels. That we must have. Food products labels that were used to make the vegan commercials to help the animals. Father, a man asked his priest, is it a sin for me to play golf on Friday? No. Father, is it a sin for me to play golf on Sunday? And the priest said, son, I have seen you play golf, and it's a sin for you to play golf any day of the week. Let me take a break and see if I can find some more news for you. But I can find this for you. We will be selfless. We will be loving. We will be kind. And we will treat others the way we would be treated. Matthew 7:11. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And with all this love, we all will be free from doing bad things, and from selfishness, and from ego. So we have 16 people in storage. 16 people answered the ad in Craigslist, and they all want the job, and it's a very good job. So we'll put those 16 people in a box, and if and when a opening comes, the next one in line can take a try at it. Wendy is getting $300 a week, and Michael Purplehair is getting $250 a week, so that's $550 a week out of an income of $2,600 a month. Ah. The day of reckoning will soon come. Doctor said you had a pretty close call there. There was only one thing that pulled you through, and that was your strong constitution. And the patient said what? Please remember that, Doc, when you make out the bill. "95.5 years old. No doctors, no medicine. This is half-year birthday, November 1st. May 1st to November 1st. 95.5 years old. No doctors and no medicine. What is the diet? Grapes, bananas, Triscuits, old-fashioned Triscuits, 3 ingredients: water, wheat, and salt. Peanut butter on grain bread, heavy grain, black, dark bread, or on saltines. Chocolate oat milk, chocolate almond milk, or chocolate soy milk. Is that all? Yes, that's very high protein. Apple juice, or orange juice, or tomato juice, or V8, or pineapple juice. Then a vegan entree later in the day, and bread and butter. But the butter is, I can't believe it's not butter. Vegan meat, somewhat. Vegetables, less, a lot of them. Cookies, candy, vegan ice cream, vegan desserts. The fireman, the volunteer fireman, took away my camcorder where the light, the 200-watt light, was too close to the batteries of the camcorder, and the fluid in the batteries heated, and it caused an explosion of the batteries. Not much, it just pop, pop. And I wish I hadn't called the fire department because there was no flame. If I just waited a minute. And I'm trying to find the camera to show it to you. And they never brought it back. And there's over a month went by. We're going to take this, check it out to see if, now that's hyperbole. There was no need of that. So, I asked somebody to try to get it. And they weren't very friendly about it. And after I'd been taking a whole month trying to get it back, here's what Wendy did. She wrote a letter, took it up to the firehouse, put it in the firehouse, and 2 hours later, the camcorder was back. Long dark days of November are started. Do you like that? I do. The long dark days. Time to meditate. Time to catch up on your work. Time to rest. I like it. Election day. The virus. Upheaval. Ugliness. But we don't think about that. We think about what is good. And there's so much that is good. And we think about being as loving and kind as we can. And doing as much as we can. Why, look at Sandy here. 2.5 years cleaning up this ship. She even swabbed the deck. And Jimmy Talbot, when he was 8 years old, sent in 100 postcards so his name would be selected, so he could be on the SS Glendora children's TV show in 1955. Little 8-year-old Jimmy Talbot. And now, 70 years later, he has a heart attack. And to me, how can you figure a little 8-year-old boy having a heart attack? That's the way it figures in your mind. You never see Jimmy as any older than 8 years old. But he likes having us call him up. Hey Google! Ha! Call Jimmy Talbot! Speakerphone! Google came back! Hi Google! Call Talbot, speakerphone. Please. Hey Google! So I tell you, we try to do 30 telephone calls a day. Today we couldn't do anything because Google didn't want to work. I can only do 10 calls on the landline. And I can't see to dial Google. And the landline doesn't have a voice dial. What we call Ed Henry in California, 95 years old. And you just don't know how much these telephone calls mean to him. And he was one of Glendora's first boyfriends. Who was first? Bobby Nelson, Wayne Bellinger, and then Ed Henry. I want to tell you again about TikTok. Purple Hair Michael and Wendy made a video on TikTok, 50 seconds. All Glendora had time to say was, After all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how you treat others. And helping others, you'll enjoy it. Happiness is guaranteed. So, again, I tell you, that purple hair Michael got a Facebook that says, "That's a cool old lady." It's not very high class what we're doing now, but we are trying to keep it going. We have not given up anything as yet. The blindness started on February 1st, and so the second month to the 11th month, that's 9 months of no eyesight. The decline in being ambulatory was here all that time, and that inhibits the maneuverability, and that inhibits the work, but we still haven't given up anything except quality. We don't have quality anymore, but we're holding in. And we will continue. Maybe we can improve it. An upload was today, and about 400 people have seen it already. That would be on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We told you that there's no more showers. We're not going to take showers any longer. It's too dangerous with this sore leg to step into the shower and step out. It's just too dangerous to do that. So we'll have a nice sponge bath, which is just as good. We told you about the new long underwear that is fleece lined. The interior is all fleece. The exterior is shiny and smooth, so it won't impede putting on your other clothes. And it is black, which means that it doesn't radiate the heat, it holds it in. And that it's All Saints Day. And I think we covered it. It's not in the quality that it should be, but we are going to hold on, and we are going to keep the message out, because just the opposite is on TV 99% of the time, or on the computer, or on the phones. The opposite is there. There's got to be one voice that stands up for. After all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you treat others. And that says get rid of selfishness. And that says love, help,